Not that one from earlier. The owner looked bewildered. Huh? Chun Xiao inquired. Which is the best computer you have here? The owner's eyes lit up, and he quickly understood. The best would be this configuration. The owner produced a form. Chun Xiao could comprehend it to some extent, but was uncertain about the performance. How much is this? The owner held up 3 fingers. 36,000. Upon hearing the price, Chun Xiao realized the computer must be quite good. Is there anything better? The owner pondered for a moment. There is a better option. I can upgrade the hardware to 50,000. Chun Xiao nodded. All right, then please install these specifications into the most basic case you have. The owner grinned. You really know your stuff? Impressive. Chun Xiao, not wanting to waste time, directly stated, once it's ready, deliver it to this address. I'll pay you up front. Got it. Rest assured, I'll handle everything perfectly. I've even prepared a pitch for you. Our store is running a promotion, offering free upgrades on office computers. Chun Xiao silently gave a thumbs up. The owner was quite resourceful. The owner chuckled, likewise. After paying, Chun Xiao returned empty-handed. Xia Yudi, dissatisfied, remarked, why'd it take so long? The owner informed me about some promotional offers, which is why I took a bit longer. Xia Yudi cautioned, you mustn't trust such unscrupulous merchants. They just want to trick you into upgrading your package. You weren't fooled, were you? Just then, the owner walked by, looking quite awkward. Chun Xiao sighed, ahem, of course I wouldn't fall for that. Let's go. He then dragged Xia Yudi out of the store. Xia Yudi stuck out her tongue, feeling a bit frightened. Oh my, that owner was so stealthy. It scared me. He didn't hear us, did he? Chun Xiao chuckled, it's fine. He probably didn't hear us. How about we try another mall, just in case he comes after us? Ha ha ha, it's all right. I believe the owner is a good person. Chun Xiao laughed. Though he didn't trust the owner's character, he believed in the power of money. The two found a restaurant where Xia Yudi insisted on paying, and Chun Xiao didn't argue with her. This girl was always anxious about overspending, eager to pay for everything. After their meal, they headed to an arcade, where in Xia Yudi's element, Chun Xiao became her supporter and cheerleader. Especially on the dance machine, Xia Yudi's graceful moves captivated the crowd, drawing a throng of onlookers. Overwhelmed by the attention, she felt embarrassed and pulled Chun Xiao away, leaving behind a chorus of admiration. That was terrifying. Why were all those people watching me? Chun Xiao, bemused, replied, don't you realize how beautiful you are? Xia Yudi cupped her face with her hands and, with wide eyes, turned to ask, am I really that beautiful? Chun Xiao earnestly nodded. Indeed, you're the belle of the foreign language department. Hee. Shall we go watch a movie? Sure. In the afternoon, the theater was not very crowded. Summer Yudi nestled in Chun Xiao's embrace, quietly watching the film. Observing the way she clung to him like a sloth, Chun Xiao felt a mix of helplessness and affection. The allure of Summer Yudi, for him, lay in her dependence and admiration. After an hour and a half, as the credits rolled, Chun Xiao glanced down to find the girl asleep on his chest. Yudi, wake up. Huh? Summer Yudi groggily opened her eyes, wiping the corner of her mouth. How did I fall asleep? Chun Xiao sighed. Did you stay up late playing games again last night? I didn't stay up too late, Summer Yudi replied, her voice tinged with guilt. Promise me you won't play for so long in the future, okay? Chun Xiao said earnestly. Summer Yudi's small face scrunched up in contemplation. How long is too long? 4 hours at most in a day. What? That is too little. If you can't abide by that, I might not accompany you out anymore. All right, fine. I can manage that, Summer Yudi pouted, visibly displeased. But you have to promise me something too. That is more like it. What is it? Suddenly, Summer Yudi wrapped her arms around Chun Xiao's neck and whispered, I don't want to go back to school tonight. Is that all right? Chun Xiao's heart raced. This was no longer a hint. It was a blatant request. After speaking, Summer Yudi buried her face in the crook of his neck. Are you sure you've thought this through? She nuzzled against his cheek and nodded. I don't care if I can win your heart, but I must have you with me. All right. Blushing, Summer Yudi sat up. Then I'll book the room. No, I will handle it, Chun Xiao replied. After a moment's thought, she acquiesced. I'll just go to the restroom first, and then we can look for a hotel. Okay. Once inside the restroom, Chun Xiao called Su Tang. Hello, boss, what can I do for you? Please reserve the most expensive room in the Jinning's top hotel. Su Tang paused for a moment, then replied, all right, boss. I'll book it right away and send you the details shortly. Okay. After hanging up, Chun Xiao washed his hands and stepped out. Summer Yudi's cheeks were still slightly flushed. Chun Xiao, I just saw a budget hotel nearby. No need. I've already booked a place. Just follow me, he instructed. All right, she agreed. Hand in hand, they exited the mall, and Su Tang's message arrived. Oasis Intercontinental Hotel, Presidential Suite 888 per night. Does this meet your requirements? Yes, he replied. After responding, they hailed a cab at the intersection and instructed the driver to take them directly to the Oasis Intercontinental Hotel. Upon arriving, Summer Yudi sensed something was amiss. Tugging at Chun Xiao's sleeve, she said, Chun Xiao. Noticing her timid demeanor, he found it endearing and reassured her, don't worry, I'm here. Summer Yudi clutched his hand. Should we choose another one? This place looks really expensive. With a gentle smile, Chun Xiao adjusted her hair. It's already booked. We can't cancel. Besides, it's not that expensive. It's just a promotional rate. Summer Yudi, unfamiliar with high-end hotels, as she was not from Jining, gazed up at the towering building, realizing that it would not be inexpensive. Is it truly impossible to refund? Indeed, it cannot be refunded. Let us proceed. Chun Xiao gently guided Xia Yudi towards the front desk. The staff's professional demeanor made Xia Yudi acutely aware that this was not a mere establishment that could be appeased with a few hundred yuan. It could easily cost several thousand. After completing the necessary formalities, the receptionist remarked, Good evening, sir. Allow me to escort you. No need, we can manage on our own. Very well, sir, please follow me. The front desk attendant summoned the elevator for Chun Xiao and Xia Yudi, watching them ascend before departing. Upon returning to her workstation, she whispered to her colleagues, Wow, they're so young and staying in a presidential suite that costs 80,000 a night. They must be wealthy. Sigh, what a fortunate girl. Even if they do not end up together, she will surely reap considerable benefits. Indeed, when will we be blessed with such fortune? Upon reaching the 45th floor, Xia Yudi found herself momentarily lost in thought. Outside the elevator stood 4 service personnel, who bowed graciously upon seeing Chun Xiao and Xia Yudi. Good evening, sir and madam. We're delighted to serve you. Should you require anything, please do not hesitate to inform us. We are at your service 24 hours a day. Chun Xiao nodded and led Xia Yudi into the presidential suite. Upon opening the door, they were greeted by expansive floor-to-ceiling windows that offered a breathtaking view of the entire cityscape of Jining. This building was the tallest in Jining and the second tallest in the nation. The spacious hall of over 100 square meters featured an 80-square-meter bedroom on the left and 2 50-square-meter guest rooms on the right. The dressing room, bathroom, and restroom were all independent. Additionally, there was a gymnasium and a karaoke room. The decor was the epitome of opulence, with handcrafted carpets, rosewood furniture, and gilded items, all reflecting luxury. Xia Yudi stood in awe for over a minute before finally reacting. Is this truly only a few hundred? Chun Xiao scooped her up in his arms and gently smiled. Regardless of the cost, you are worth it. Late at night, Chun Xiao settled onto the sofa, initially reaching for a cigarette, but upon glancing at the peacefully resting Xia Yudi, he set it down softly. Yudi, I will grant you everything you desire in this world. Xia Yudi smiled blissfully, shaking her head. As long as I have you, that is enough. Chun Xiao smiled knowingly. A plan forming in his mind. A venture into the realm of live broadcasting, which had yet to fully materialize, and the sharks of the future. Both companies held the potential for legendary success. Were it not for Xia Yudi, Chun Xiao might not have chosen to invest in this industry. But since she cherished gaming, he resolved to help her reach the pinnacle of this field. The following day, Xia Yudi, perhaps due to a sprained ankle, bore a pained expression. Noticing her difficulty in moving, Chun Xiao proposed, Why not stay in and eat? I can have something brought to you. Yes, that sounds good. Xia Yudi replied with a gentle nod. Chun Xiao then picked up the phone on the wall, stating, Breakfast can commence. Certainly, sir. It will arrive in 5 minutes. Before long, the door to the presidential suite was knocked upon, and 2 chefs entered, pushing dining carts, closely followed by 2 beautiful waitresses. After exchanging pleasantries, they swiftly and delicately arranged an exquisite array of delicacies, then stood 2 meters away, poised to offer their services at a moment's notice. Xia Yudi gazed in a daze at the meticulously crafted breakfast spread before her, most of which she had never encountered before. This feast alone must have cost several hundred yuan. Chapter 58. The pain of walking after breakfast. The originally planned itinerary was rendered impossible. Xia Yudi felt pain with every step she took. It seems today I can only keep you company in the hotel, Chun Xiao remarked. Xia Yudi surveyed the opulent suite and shook her head. No, I wish to return to my dorm. Chun Xiao was taken aback. What do you need to go back to the dorm for? After a moment's contemplation, Xia Yudi replied, I want to play games. Only games can help me forget the pain. Chun Xiao was at a loss for words. Do you remember what you promised me? Xia Yudi playfully retorted, Oh, come on. I've been injured. At least wait until I'm better before we start. Chun Xiao's heart softened. That's a firm agreement. Once you're healed, you must adhere to what you promised. I know. Help me up, she said. Don't move just yet, Chun Xiao replied, stepping aside to make a phone call. Moments later, he lifted her effortlessly into his arms, saying, "Come, I'll carry you downstairs." What? No, that's too embarrassing. There's so many people outside. It's fine, let us go. With that, Xia Yudi gasped, burying her face in Chen Xiao's chest. The waitstaff, observing the scene, smiled and assisted Chen Xiao in calling the elevator, ensuring to shield him from the curious gazes of other guests. At the hotel lobby, several attractive staff members were left astonished. Wow, he is carrying her like a princess. Is that the rich heir from the presidential suite? How lucky. Why isn't me being carried? Upon exiting the hotel, old Lu was already waiting by the door in a luxury sedan. As Chen Xiao emerged, he quickly opened the rear door. Chen Xiao gently placed Xia Yudi inside before taking a seat. After closing the door, old Lu circled to the driver's seat and started the engine, driving away with steadfast focus, avoiding any distractions. Once inside the car, Xia Yudi dared to open her eyes and survey her surroundings, then instinctively clutched Chen Xiao tightly. For her, no luxury vehicle or grand residence could compare to the allure of the man beside her. As they neared the dormitory, Xia Yudi's phone rang. Curiously, she glanced at it before answering. Hello? What? A promotional event? A free upgrade? Yes, please. Do give me a substantial upgrade. Thank you. Chen Xiao could only shake his head, recalling how he had scolded the unscrupulous business owner the day before, while now she was as gleeful as a child. Arriving at the base of the dormitory, Chen Xiao asked, "Shall I carry you upstairs?" Xia Yudi quickly shook her head. "No, boys cannot enter the girls' dormitory, and I don't want to embarrass myself in front of my classmates. Let us just take it slow and lean against the wall. Is that feasible?" "Of course. No problem. Just carry me down," she replied. "All right." Chen Xiao set her down, and Xia Yudi turned to him, saying, "You should go attend to your matters. I can manage on my own." With that, she began her slow, deliberate journey toward the dormitory building. Upon entering the main gate, familiar classmates greeted her. "Yuit, what happened to you?" Xia Yudi felt a wave of embarrassment. "Oh, I twisted my ankle. Ah, let me assist you back to the dormitory." "Thank you." Chen Xiao watched as Xia Yudi ascended before he turned to slip into his car. The Foreign Language Institute dormitory was located in Building 16, quite distant from Chen Xiao's usual circle of acquaintances, and he had no concerns about revealing his identity. Although some students were curious, none took photographs. 300 lacked such allure. Once inside the vehicle, Lao Lu inquired, "Boss, where to?" "Let us head out of the school first." "All right." Chen Xiao retrieved his phone and dialed Tang Xiaofei. "Hello? Brother Tang, are you free today?" "Oh, I am. Come to store 4 to find me. There is an event in the circle today, and I'll take you along." "All right." Upon arriving at store 4, Chen Xiao said, "Lao Ge, you may head home. I will call you ahead of time if needed." "Boss, I'll wait here." "No need. I might not return until late today. I can call you a few minutes in advance, and it will be sufficient." Seeing that his boss did not require him, Lao Ge replied, "Okay, just contact me anytime." "All right." At store 4, Tang Xiaofei was directing a group of employees, gesturing animatedly. Upon seeing Chen Xiao, he dismissed them and approached. "Hey, brother, where is your lady friend today?" Chen Xiao smiled. "What lady?" "Haha, better without one. Today we have plenty of ladies around. Having one with you would be inconvenient." Chen Xiao was taken aback, pondering Tang Xiaofei's intentions. "Ha ha, I've truly never seen such an honest second generation. Come, today I'll take you out for a wild time." Just then, a fiery red Ferrari 458 emerged from behind. "Tang, the car has been checked and cleaned." "Good," Tang Xiaofei acknowledged with a wave. "Let us go, little brother, get in." Chen Xiao was momentarily stunned. This car, even a decade later, would remain timeless. Its futuristic, streamlined shape, low stance, and intricate structure all exemplified a dazzling jewel atop human industrial achievement. Once inside, the cabin was enveloped in a plethora of carbon fiber. The hand-stitched leather interior flowed gracefully. However, the seats were somewhat uncomfortable to ensure performance. The entire vehicle was designed for lightweight, with minimal cushioning, resulting in a semi-reclined position that exerted some pressure on the lower back. Nonetheless, this was understandable, as the car was not developed for comfort. It was crafted for speed and passion. With a roar, Tang Xiaofei pressed the accelerator, showcasing the car's soundproofing capabilities. The engine's growl resonated louder than the chaos outside. Yet, it was this wild cacophony that ignited the passion every man yearned for. "Buckle up, we're off." "All right." Then, with a swift push of the pedal, the car surged to 100 kilometers per hour within 3 seconds. "Whoa, Brother Tang, slow down. ISNT this speeding." In front of the 4th store, there was a stretch devoid of speed limits, allowing for an exhilarating drive. However, once past that segment, restrictions reigned supreme. and my brother's driving license was already perilously close to depletion. Chun Xiao let out a silent sigh of relief. Oh, in that case, you could have your friend cover for you. Don't even mention it. At our fourth store, I've exhausted everyone's licenses, Chun Xiao replied, gripping the armrest tightly. Overwhelmed by the sheer thrill of it all, a thought crossed his mind. Perhaps this fellow had merely purchased his license. Throughout the journey, the vehicle captured the attention of countless onlookers, ultimately arriving at a colossal structure nestled in the outskirts. Brother, I presume you've never been to a racetrack before? Tang Xiaofei inquired. Chun Xiao shook his head, admitting he had never visited. He couldn't help but reflect on the lavish lifestyle of the wealthy. Who would construct such an expansive professional racetrack simply for recreation? Here, speed knew no bounds. One could race at 200 or 300 kilometers per hour entirely at one's discretion. Chapter 59. Yin Bingqin Ding Ding Ding. Tang Xiao, over here. A young man with multicolored hair and a shirt riddled with holes beckoned Tang Xiaofei. Pulling over, the two stepped out of the car. Allow me to introduce my friend, Chun Xiao, and this wild-haired individual is Zhang Meng. Wow, is that how you introduce people? Zhang Meng exclaimed. Hello, brother. He extended his hand. Chun Xiao shook it. Greetings, Zhang Meng. Your hair color is quite striking. Thank you, Zhang Meng replied. Turning to Tang Xiaofei to jest, look at Chun Xiao's taste, and then look at you. Nothing special. Tang Xiaofei chuckled. Chun Xiao is a good kid. Don't lead him astray. Zhang Meng paused. Anyone who could join their circle had to possess considerable skill. Clearly, Tang Xiaofei's ability to bring someone along indicated that Chun Xiao had the requisite talent. However, the term good kid was exceedingly rare in their circle, suggesting that this individual was wealthy yet modest and unassuming. Well, where did this good kid come from? Let me take a look. A teasing voice chimed in from nearby. Oh no, Tang Xiao, you all have your fun. I must take my leave, Zhang Meng said, quickly slipping away. Tang Xiaofei smirked. Brother, good luck. He too made a hasty exit, leaving Chun Xiao standing there in utter bewilderment. What just happened? Had everyone fled at his arrival? A woman clad in a snug racing suit, her striking figure accentuated, approached Chun Xiao with an air of confidence. Her lips painted in bold red. Long hair, cascading down her back, she wore heavy yet exquisite makeup, her gaze reminiscent of a predator sizing up its prey as she circled him. New here? She asked. Chun Xiao nodded. Yes, what's up? Are you aware of the rules? Chun Xiao shook his head. The woman wore a mischievous smile. All newcomers must take a lap with me on the track. Chun Xiao raised his hands in surrender. I don't have a car. That's no issue. I'll lend you mine. Chun Xiao shook his head again. I don't have a license. The woman appeared momentarily taken aback. No matter, this is a test track. A license is unnecessary. I can't drive, Chun Xiao added. The woman was momentarily dumbfounded. Wait, are you not just a good kid, but rather a naive one? Not knowing how to drive is fine. Then you can ride with me. Chun Xiao continued to shake his head. I get motion sickness. The woman's temper flared slightly. Enough of this. Get in the car if you feel nauseous. With that, she grasped Chun Xiao's arm firmly. Startled, Chun Xiao realized that this slender woman possessed incredible strength. Please, don't do this, miss, he pleaded, struggling to break free, thinking to himself that he had no intention of joining her in madness. Her demise was of little concern to him, as his own splendid life was just beginning. Tang Xiaofei, Yin Bingqin called out. Hey, I'm here, Qinfeng. What's up? She inquired. Is this person you brought? Ah, yes. Chun Xiao, a rather good brother. Chun Xiao discerned a palpable fear in Tang Xiaofei's eyes and wondered about the woman's true identity. Chun Xiao, the woman repeated, then added, if he doesn't run a lap with me today, Xiao Tang, you know what to do. Tang Xiaofei shuddered and pulled Chun Xiao aside. Brother, just give in to her. No one dares to cross this woman. Chun Xiao was taken aback. What is her background? She is the daughter of the Atlantic Capital Group. Dang Xiaofo Weitspe. Chun Xiao was momentarily stunned. Atlantic Capital Group? Oh, if you haven't heard of them, that's fine. The crucial point is that they oversee 25 subsidiary companies engaged in various sectors and are ranked among the Fortune Global 500, Tang Xiaofei explained. Chun Xiao gasped, realizing that his modest wealth might barely amount to pocket change in their presence. But that doesn't justify bullying others. Tang Xiaofei placed a reassuring arm around Chun Xiao's shoulders. Brother, you misunderstand. Yin Bingqin never resorts to intimidation. Chun Xiao was puzzled. Then why are you all afraid of her? She doesn't need to bully. Her strength is her own. Believe me, with our skills combined, we wouldn't stand a chance against her. Just ask those present. Who hasn't been bested by her? What? If I refuse, will she beat me up? Chun Xiao exclaimed. Tang Xiaofei chuckled bitterly. No, she might include me in the beating. Chen Xiao was left speechless, contemplating the absurdity of the situation. He glanced sideways to see the woman warming up her wrists and ankles, and it was clear that Tang Xiaofei and Zhang Meng were genuinely terrified. Goodness, what if she decides to attack? Though everyone here has faced her wrath, Chen Xiao was unwilling to endure such humiliation. Ahem, you're Yin Bingqin, right? I've heard you're quite skilled in fighting, he said, attempting to gauge the situation. Tang Xiaofei, realizing Chen Xiao's reckless demeanor, smacked his forehead and moved to his car, preparing to flee at a moment's notice. Yin Bingqin watched Chen Xiao approach with interest, her joints cracking ominously. So, shall we have a match? Chen Xiao laughed nervously. What is the point in fighting? I merely inquired. It's just a simple run, right? Let us go. Yin Bingqin smirked. Interesting. Let us proceed. Just as Chen Xiao braced himself to endure her whims, a woman rushed in from a distance, phone in hand. Miss, there's a situation at the company. Yin Bingqin frowned, taking the call and stepping aside to discuss matters for a moment. Upon returning, her expression was far from cheerful. She smoothed out the wrinkles in Chen Xiao's shirt with a playful smirk and remarked, "You can't escape this time, but I shall let you off the hook today due to prior commitments." With that, she turned and left with her assistant. Phew, having narrowly escaped. Chen Xiao valued his life and preferred to avoid peril whenever possible. Tang Xiaofei and Zhang Meng finally approached him. That was terrifying. Why did she show up so suddenly? Who knows? Thankfully, she had to leave. Listening to the dialogue between the two, Chen Xiao inquired once more, is she truly that formidable? Without hesitation, Tang Xiaofei and Zhang Meng nodded in unison. Chen Xiao continued. After Yin Bingqin departed, the atmosphere on site noticeably intensified, with many second-generation heirs celebrating by waving their garments atop their sports cars. You see, this is the influence of Yin Bingqin. Chen Xiao nodded in agreement, realizing that it would be prudent to avoid her whenever possible. Brother Tang, regarding the Phaeton, oh, you should consult Zhang Meng. I brought you here specifically to connect with him. Zhang Meng, taken aback, replied, Brother, are you looking to purchase a Phaeton? Chen Xiao affirmed, yes, the black top configuration will suffice. Goodness, the top configuration? What on earth do you need that for? I could easily arrange for you to get a new model McLaren instead, Tang Xiaofei chuckled. Chen Xiao is still in school and wishes to keep a low profile. Why not just accommodate his request? Zhang Meng agreed. Understood. However, you'll need to wait a few days. Transporting it from Shizhou will take approximately a week. All right, no problem, Chen Xiao acknowledged, knowing full well that such vehicles cannot be hurried. Well then, shall we commence? How about some fun on the racetrack? Zhang Meng proposed. Chapter 60. The new Ferrari 458. Soon after, the roar of sports cars echoed throughout the racetrack. It must be said, such a scene is exceedingly exhilarating. Most men would feel their blood racing upon hearing it. Among the plethora of sports cars present, none were priced below $2 million, with Tang Xiaofei's Ferrari 458 costing nearly $5 million, merely on the higher end of the spectrum. Chen Xiao was utterly disinclined to join these reckless youths. While he too had a fondness for sports cars, he preferred to drive himself, to seize control of his own destiny. These reckless youths seemed to have nothing better to do than seek thrills, oblivious to the potential consequences. Noticing Chen Xiao's reluctance, Tang Xiaofei raised his eyebrows and said, The ladies here, if you fancy one, feel free to approach. Someone will cover the bill. Chen Xiao coughed lightly. I'll just watch. You all enjoy. Seated in the grandstand, sipping juice, Chen Xiao observed the supercars racing past below, finding a certain charm in the experience. Hey, handsome, are you alone? A sultry voice whispered in Chen Xiao's ear. Turning to glance, he saw a heavily made-up woman, likely in her mid-20s, exuding a mature allure, but with an overtly worldly demeanor. My friends have gone down. Shall I keep you company for a while? Chen Xiao, with a smile that suggested ambiguity, replied, How would we play? The woman, essentially arching her body and gesturing towards the back, invited, Well, that depends on your desires. There are rooms inside. Chen Xiao chuckled lightly. No, I promise to wait for my friends here. Both parties understood the unspoken implications. All right then, I'll be over there. Feel free to come find me. Sure, Chen Xiao replied. After she departed, several others approached, each attempting to forge connections or inquire about his background, all of which Chen Xiao deftly navigated with minimal engagement. After more than half an hour, Tang Xiaofei returned, a look of satisfaction etched upon his face. Wow, it was exhilarating down there. Chen Xiao smiled. I don't have a license, nor a car. Tang Xiaofei paused. A license is easy to obtain. I can get one for you next time we meet. If you prefer not to borrow someone else's car. Their SA showroom on the first floor, where you can see if anything catches your eye. Oh, they sell cars here too? Greetings. Zhang Meng, this fellow, dabbles in the trade of imported automobiles, modifications, and racing. He is quite the wild card. Chun Xiao understood well that this group of second-generation elites, leveraging their connections and resources, operated in realms inaccessible to the average person, characterized by exceedingly high barriers to entry. Naturally, he held little regard for these trifles. His singular ambition was to amass wealth. Yet, alongside the pursuit of fortune, he believed in savoring life. What man does not yearn for a supercar? Chun Xiao was no exception. And with over 8 million in disposable income, he contemplated acquiring a vehicle for leisurely enjoyment. Very well, he thought. He would take a look this afternoon. Indeed, Zhang Meng exhibited a madcap enthusiasm for automobiles, and the one racing most exuberantly below was none other than he. Chun Xiao glanced over to see a white Aston Martin, slicing through the air like a flash of lightning, its thunderous roar reverberating throughout the racetrack. Wasn't he this his own venue? Could he not play at will? Yet, he mused, what joy was there in driving solely for oneself? It was the spectacle of others marveling at his prowess that brought true delight. Chun Xiao found himself almost tempted, though he decided to wait until he honed his skills. After several laps, Zhang Meng reluctantly exited the track, lowering his window to wave at the crowd. A throng of glamorous women erupted into squeals of excitement. Moments later, Zhang Meng approached, arms around 2 beautiful women, basking in his triumph. What do you think? Impressive, isn't it? Handsome, right? Quite impressive, Chun Xiao replied, giving a thumbs up. At least his driving skills surpassed his own. Of course, this was in reference to vehicles he could operate. Impressive indeed. I'll soon shatter your record, remarked Tang Xiaofei enviously. Come on then, let us see you try, Zhang Meng taunted, slapping his rear playfully. Damn, you scoundrel, Chun Xiao retorted. Let's go. I'll introduce you to other friends looking to purchase supercars. No need to waste time here. Upon hearing this, Zhang Meng quickly composed himself. Hey, Brother Tang. Brother Chun, don't let the good fortune go to outsiders. Quickly, have my 2 brothers escorted to the first floor. The 2 lovely women by Zhang Meng's side immediately smiled and approached, linking arms with Chun Xiao and Tang Xiaofei to lead them downstairs. Tang Xiaofei was merely joking. After years of friendship, any purchase of a supercar would surely be through him. As Chun Xiao surveyed the spacious, immaculate hall on the first floor, adorned with a dozen or so colorful supercars, he noted the presence of Ferraris, Lamborghinis, McLarens, Aston Martins, and more, all boasting price tags exceeding 3 to 4 million. The names Ferrari and Lamborghini rang most familiar to him. He admired both, yet the constraints of his wallet were palpable. Faced with a choice, Chun Xiao decided on the striking new red Ferrari 458. This model, he mused, possessed a more fluid and graceful design than Tang Xiaofei's older version. This one, he declared, I'll take the same as Brother Tang. The 458. Zhang Meng clapped his hands together. Good eye, brother. I'll tell you, there are hardly any of this model in the country. I managed to secure the first batch. Although Tang Xiaofei also fancied this model, he already owned one of the same type. Despite it not being the latest version, he had no intention of making another purchase. Mengzi, we're all brothers here. Let us agree on a fair price, Tang Xiaofei insisted. Rest assured, Brother Tang, I will take my fair share, and I guarantee that I shall not overcharge you. Chun Xiao nodded inwardly, finding this statement refreshingly straightforward. The notion of selling at a loss is one that others may dare to entertain. But Chun Xiao refrains from such folly. It is often said that what is free can sometimes be the most expensive of all. A price that defies common sense must surely harbor ulterior motives. Even in the absence of hidden agendas, one must eventually repay the favor. Very well. Let us proceed with the transaction, Chun Xiao declared. All right, Brother Chun, you are quite generous, Zhang Meng replied with a smile. After a payment of 4.6 million, a brand new Ferrari 458, complete with all necessary paperwork, graced the area, drawing the attention of many affluent onlookers. Chun Xiao seized this opportunity to familiarize himself with a multitude of faces. It is undeniable that supercars serve as a ticket of entry into an exclusive circle. Possessing one naturally grants access, while lacking such an asset renders entry futile, unless one is fortunate enough to catch the eye of a wealthy heir, thus relegating oneself to the role of a sycophant. Zhang Meng personally instructed Chun Xiao on the nuances of operating the supercar, allowing him to take it for a spin only after ensuring he had grasped the essentials. Seated within the low-slung chassis, gripping the steering wheel of the supercar, Chun Xiao felt a rush of exhilaration. A gentle press on the accelerator unleashed a thunderous roar. Following Zhang Meng's earlier guidance, he deftly engaged the paddle shifters and began his journey, gradually maneuvering the vehicle out of the confines. After familiarizing himself with the controls over a couple of laps, he steadily honed his driving skills, gradually increasing speed in the deserted expanse. The resounding roar of the engine was deafening. However, as it was Chun Zhao's inaugural experience behind the wheel of such a machine, he was too absorbed in the thrill to notice any shortcomings. Once he surpassed 200 kilometers per hour, he truly understood the essence of speed and passion. The scenery blurred past him in a rapid retreat, and he felt as though he were gliding just above the ground. What a rush! After completing 5 or 6 laps, he finally eased off the throttle and exited the track. Upon stepping out of the vehicle, his ears rang from the reverberations. Tang Xiaofei approached and remarked, "Impressive, my friend. You're far better than I was on my first drive." Zhang Meng added his approval, saying, "Very well done. You're not far from mastering single-handedly handling a Ferrari." Chen Xiao had previously thought this was merely a glitch, but upon experiencing it firsthand, he realized that managing a Ferrari with one hand while operating the paddle shifters was indeed quite a challenge for a novice. Chapter 61. The large cabinet office computer. After the excitement, lunchtime arrived. The club had prepared a buffet, yet the number of diners was surprisingly sparse. Chen Xiao found himself puzzled, wondering where everyone had vanished to. Tang Xiaofei, with a sly grin, remarked, "Beauty can indeed be a feast for the eyes. Wouldn't you agree?" Understanding dawned on Chen Xiao immediately. "Impressive. Shall we indulge in a couple?" "I can arrange it," Tang Xiaofei offered. Chen Xiao shook his head. No. You carry on with your pursuits." Tang Xiaofei chuckled. "This place isn't secure. I'd be in trouble if your sister found out. Once we have a chance to go out to sea, I'll take you along, and rest assured, the ladies aboard are thoroughly vetted." Chen Xiao was at a loss for words, aside from expressing his admiration for the opulence surrounding him. The world of the wealthy was beyond his imagination, and he could only look forward to experiencing it firsthand in due time. After the meal, Chen Xiao requested the club to arrange for a tow truck to bring the Ferrari 458 to the parking lot beneath his company's building. However, Tang Xiaofei advised against such an action. Due to the excessively low chassis of the supercar, even when raised to its highest setting, there remains a risk of scraping the undercarriage when entering or exiting underground parking facilities. Chen Xiao found himself at a loss. Having purchased a supercar, yet lacking a personal residence, left him with no place to park. However, he felt an unsettling sense of dissatisfaction if he did not take the car away after buying it. "No matter, just take it back for now. I don't have a driver's license anyway. Once I obtain it, I'll take it out again and perhaps buy a house to accommodate the supercar," he suggested. "All right, let us proceed with that," Zhang Meng replied. No one found anything amiss with the casual mention of purchasing a house for the supercar. For those capable of entering this circle possessed the requisite means. Tang Xiaofei remarked, "There are private rooms upstairs for rest. You may take a break while I arrange for the tow truck, and I will call you before we leave." "Sure." Chen Xiao did not inquire further about Tang Xiaofei's intentions, acknowledging that everyone has their own privacy, and ascended toward the upstairs room. Planning to leave with Tang Xiaofei's vehicle, he refrained from calling old Lu and instead scrolled through his phone while awaiting the tow truck. After 2 days of deliberation, all the false negative news regarding Longzhong coal had vanished without a trace, replaced by significant positive news from official sources. The comments overwhelmingly expressed optimism regarding this stock. A faint smile graced Chen Xiao's lips as he shut off his phone and reclined comfortably on the sofa, draping a blanket over himself. He could envision the frenzied scene that would unfold when the market opened on Monday. Perhaps the relaxed atmosphere lulled him into a state of drowsiness, as he fell asleep without realizing it. Little did he know, once one attains wealth, countless individuals begin to covet it. For instance, the alluring woman who had just flirted with him stealthily entered while he slept. Chen Xiao felt as though he had experienced a lengthy dream before suddenly jolting awake. A soft, seductive voice caressed his ears. "Sir, did you sleep well?" I suppose," he stammered. The woman cast him a flirtatious glance. "If you slept well, could you kindly give me the stamp from your invitation?" Chen Xiao was taken aback. Prior to his arrival, Tang Xiaofei had handed him an invitation, which he had not examined closely. Now, upon retrieving it, he discovered it indeed bore a stamp. "What do you need this for?" he inquired. The woman smiled brightly. "This stamp can be exchanged for money, you know." Chen Xiao instantly grasped the meaning behind Tang Xiaofei's earlier remark about someone footing the bill. "Well, that is clever. Here you go," he conceded. "Thank you. Do you require anything else?" "Anything is possible," she replied. "No, That one tea be necessary. You may leave now, he said. All right, she responded, blowing him a kiss before exiting the lounge. Chen Xiao glanced around to ensure no one was watching before hastily adjusting his attire. After resting a little longer, Tang Xiaofei entered. Let us go, my brother. It's all set. Chen Xiao rose and stepped outside. The towing of the supercar requires specialized techniques that are beyond the capabilities of most, but there was no need for concern. The service comes with substantial insurance coverage. In the event of any scratches or unforeseen incidents, the insurance company would handle the claims. Naturally, the corresponding service fees are steep, but Zhang Meng was covering the costs, relieving Chen Xiao of any worries. Brother, shall we go to my place for some fun? Upon returning to school, Xiao Yudai requested Tang Ge to find a place to drop her off. Are you implying something about me? He retorted. Come on, I'll take you back. All right then. Thank you, Tang Ge. It's a trivial matter. Chen Xiao did not allow Tang Xiao to drive into the campus, but stopped directly at the entrance of the neighboring Jining Technology College. Tang Ge, I'll walk back. You understand. All right, let us arrange to meet next time. Goodbye. At the Foreign Language Institute dormitory, after a day of rest, Xiao Yudai felt considerably better. Aside from a slightly awkward gait, she did not experience any significant pain. Just then, her phone rang, and upon answering, she discovered that the delivery of her computer had arrived. Shu Jia. Song, could you please help me bring the computer up? It's inconvenient for me to go downstairs. Thank you so much. I'll treat you to dinner once I'm better, Xiao Yudai pleaded. As the little princess of the dormitory, her beauty, sweet voice, and kind-hearted nature endeared her to her 3 roommates. All right, but are you sure you don't want to go to the hospital? How could a sprained ankle be so severe? Xiao Yudai's face flushed as she coughed. No, it's nothing. I just need to rest for another day. Okay, you stay put. We'll get it for you. Thank you, sisters. Before long, they returned with the computer, and her 2 friends helped her set it up, curiosity piqued. Yudai, didn't you already have a computer? Why did you buy another one? And this one seems to be for office use, just much larger than usual. Cough. It was a gift from someone. Xiao Yudai replied, a shy expression adorning her face. A gift? From who? Your boyfriend? Xiao Yudai shook her head, blushing. No. It's more important than my boyfriend. The 2 roommates were taken aback. Then your husband? Xiao Yudai, speechless, replied, I'm still in school. Where would I get a husband? But he is indeed more significant. Huh. Oh, I see. It must be from your dad, one of them concluded. Not at all. My dad wouldn't send me a computer, Xiao Yudai responded, leaving them puzzled. If it's not your dad and still so important, then who could it be? Xiao Yudai smiled dreamily. He is someone who belongs to me, yet I do not belong to him. The 2 were momentarily stunned, eventually recovering from their surprise. Oh my, Yudai, you are a little fairy. What kind of man is worthy of such devotion? Still in a daze, Xiao Yudai murmured. He is a boy who shines. They exchanged glances, with one saying, Song, let us go out tonight and see who shines. Then we shall extinguish him to save our little fairy. Song nodded in agreement, asking, does he shine at night as well? Xiao Yudai replied, no. Let us just check the computer first. Suddenly, Shu Jia's expression shifted to one of horror as she pointed at Xiao Yudai and asked, Yudai, you didn't come back last night. Today it wouldn't be that you Xiao Yudai's face turned crimson as she shyly nodded. My fairy is no longer pure. After some playful banter, the 3 finally managed to assemble the computer. Shu Jia grumbled, what a shining boy. He lured our little fairy away with a mere office computer. I swear if I see him, he'll regret it. Your office computer boots up quite swiftly, taking only a few seconds, remarked Xiao Yudi, intrigued. Oh, the boss mentioned an in-store promotion offering free upgrades. Perhaps that's the reason for its speed. Could it be that this means we can play games on it? Let us give it a try, she suggested. A mere 10 minutes later, the group transferred a game onto the hard drive and clicked to open it. Wow, it really works, exclaimed Xiao Yudi, her face lighting up with delight as she swiftly input her account details and pressed enter. Indeed, she logged in successfully, maneuvering her character with remarkable fluidity. Yudi, why not set the game graphics to maximum? One of her companions proposed. Following the suggestion, Xiao Yudi was astonished to discover that the performance remained impressively smooth, even surpassing her own computer, which cost several thousand. My goodness, Yudi, why not try running 2 instances? Another friend encouraged. After a moment's contemplation, she complied, and to their astonishment, both instances ran seamlessly. The trio was now utterly amazed. Yudi, is this truly an office computer costing just over 1,000? They asked incredulously. Please inquire with the boss about the availability. I wish to procure as many as possible. With a dazed expression, Xiao Yudi opened the system configuration interface, her gaze fixed on the astonishing performance specifications, rendering her momentarily speechless. Every component was not only top tier, but some were even doubled. Suddenly, she recalled the scene of Chun Xiao making the payment, and everything clicked into place. Yudi? Snap out of it. What is the deal with your computer? Xia Yudi's gaze drifted out the window as she murmured, it must be that radiant boy. The boy she referred to, however, was not glowing at that moment. Instead, he wore a sullen expression. Upon returning to his dormitory, he stumbled upon Xiao Ji and Ma Yijia entwined on the couch. Although they were not engaged in anything overtly inappropriate, their intimate display made Chun Xiao uncomfortable. He lit a cigarette and stepped outside, finding Liu Exine equally disheartened next door. Haha-san, what brings you here? Chun Xiao chuckled. Are you still the same? Liu Exine retorted. Let us gather some folks and surround them to see who feels more awkward. Forget it. With that time, we could be gaming, Chun Xiao replied, finishing his cigarette. You go ahead and play. I'll want to be back tonight. Where you off to now? Liu Xin In Gui. Some girl has booked a room. Why would I linger in the dorm like a third wheel? Chun Xiao replied. Huh, you were just boasting. I bet you're off to the library for a nap. Liu Exine laughed. With a hearty laugh, Chun Xiao exited the dormitory building, hailed a cab, and arrived at Shuelin Yuan. Upon entering, he was taken aback to find not just Yu Mengqi in the room. After changing his shoes, he walked in to discover 3 girls in the dining area, bottles strewn about, and their states nearly identical. Chun Xiao, you're here, exclaimed Yu Mengqi, struggling to rise, her speech somewhat slurred. The other 2 girls turned to face him, each possessing commendable looks. Meng, Jiao, allow me to introduce my dear brother, Chun Xiao. Chun Xiao, these are my close friends. Yu Mengqi said. Chun Xiao smiled and nodded. Hello, everyone. Hi, they chorused, having indulged in their fair share of drinks. Are you all continuing, or? 2 individuals struggled to rise, and I suggested we return to school. However, I did not wish to disturb them. Upon observing the 2, Chun Xiao noted their difficulty in walking and realized that if anything were to happen, it would indeed be troublesome. It's all right, there are guest rooms here. You may rest until you sober up, he assured them. Seeing Chun Xiao's agreement, Yu Mengqi added, stay with us. We could go shopping together tomorrow. The 2, recognizing their own poor state, decided to sit down. Chun Xiao, could you assist in taking them to the guest room? Yu Mengqi requested. Certainly, he replied, moving to support them, one on each side, and guiding them to the guest room, where he gently laid them on the bed. The 2 disheveled beauties lay there, and Chun Xiao dared not linger, feeling a rush of warmth as he exited the room. Yu Mengqi, attempting to rise from her chair, found her legs uncooperative and nearly stumbled. Chun Xiao, quick to react, caught her around the waist, averting potential disaster. You mustn't drink so much. It's dangerous, he admonished. Yu Mengqi, her already stunning visage enhanced by her intoxication, giggled charmingly. All right, Chun Xiao, I shall heed your advice. As he carried her into the bedroom, he asked, would you like to wash up? She replied. Chun Xiao sighed, realizing he would need to take matters into his own hands. A 90-pound sack might be easier to carry since it would remain still, but a 90-pound person would exert force in every direction, complicating control. Given Chun Xiao's strength, ensuring she stayed upright while attending to her needs would be exhausting. Nevertheless, there was a certain charm to this state. After attending to her, Yu Mengqi's delicate face flushed, appearing to drift into slumber, her finger gently resting on her lips, presenting an alluring sight. Chun Xiao sat nearby, enjoying the moment, but soon found his patience wearing thin. Chapter 63. Rescuing a Life? Hanging? Inebriated individuals may find their senses dulled, yet their emotions swell. They become more sentimental, losing sensitivity to external stimuli. It's akin to how some people, when intoxicated, may laugh, cry, or act wildly without regard for their surroundings. No matter how fast the car speeds or how loud the noises become, they remain unfazed, entirely liberated from restraint. Even Chun Xiao found himself overwhelmed. In the early hours, Chun Xiao sat on the living room sofa, just lighting a cigarette when he suddenly heard a crashing sound, followed by a shadow falling from the window. What the hell? His first thought was that someone was jumping. He rushed to the window and saw a man hanging in midair, ropes around his waist and neck, struggling in agony. His face turning blue and his eyes rolling back, on the brink of death. No matter the circumstances, saving a life was paramount. Chun Xiao swiftly grabbed the rope, pulling it towards the wall. However, the man, in a panic, was flailing his limbs in search of a foothold. Grab the security window, Chun Xiao shouted. The man finally reacted, clutching the security window tightly, alleviating some of the pressure on his neck. allowing him a brief moment to breathe. Chen Xiao surveyed the situation. The rope was tightly ensnared around the man's neck, and pulling upwards would likely result in strangulation. He swiftly tore down the curtains, twisted them into a makeshift rope, and threw it down. "Grab hold of this. I'll pull you up shortly." The man trembled and nodded, hastily securing the curtain around his waist. Once Chen Xiao saw him ready, he instructed, "Exert yourself upwards and avoid looking down." All right, the man panted, regaining his ability to speak, and immediately nodded with determination. Chen Xiao loosened his arms. Then, with a sudden exertion, he tugged forcefully on the sheet. The man outside, having calmed himself, cooperated, disregarding the fear of being suspended, and climbed upwards with all his might, utilizing every available support. After a strenuous 7 or 8 minutes, they finally managed to pull him back inside the room. Both Chen Xiao and the man collapsed onto the floor, utterly exhausted, gasping for breath. "What on earth are you thinking? Why would you attempt to take your own life?" Chen Xiao exclaimed. No, brother. I wasn't trying to commit suicide. I just slipped." The man replied. Chen Xiao, bewildered, asked, "Are you an air conditioning technician?" The man shook his head. "I'm a journalist." "A journalist? Why were you attempting to jump off a building?" Chen Xiao was taken aback. After a brief moment of catching their breath, they sat on the sofa. Chen Xiao offered the man a cigarette, prompting him to recount his tale. "I'm an entertainment journalist. Tonight, a certain celebrity is staying in that building across with a female student from Jining University. This building provided the optimum shooting angle, but the corridor lacks windows, so I had to lower myself with a rope. Everything was going smoothly until I became too engrossed in my work, and I didn't even notice the rope had wrapped around my neck 3 times. Then, I slipped and found myself suspended." Chen Xiao responded incredulously, "Goodness, what a talent." The commotion in the living room had not disturbed the 3 young women, who were blissfully lost in their dreams. "Brother, what is your name?" After finishing his cigarette, the man's hands still trembled. "My name is Zhong. You saved my life today. If you ever need my assistance, do not hesitate to call. I would face any peril without a moment's hesitation." Chen Xiao was taken aback. He appreciated the man's genuine nature. "There is no need for thanks. Saving a life is paramount. Anyone in my position would do the same." You mustn't say that. Although I'm not a hard-nosed journalist, I am well aware that many turn a blind eye to those in distress." And Zhong replied, "Regardless, I will never forget your kindness in saving me." Chen Xiao cautioned, "No need for gratitude, but you must refrain from engaging in such perilous endeavors in the future." And Zhong sighed, "Indeed, I want to be doing that again. The money I make barely covers equipment and medical expenses. Recently, I spent 4 hours submerged in a pool with an oxygen tank, finally getting some intel, only for my camera to be waterlogged. Over 10,000 gone." Chen Xiao inquired, "Were you not discovered while underwater?" "Oh, I had camouflage fabric. I squatted in the corner, blending in with the surrounding tiles with just the lens exposed." "Impressive," Chen Xiao remarked. "There was another time I hid in a manhole for 7 days and nearly suffocated. And once I almost got carted away in a garbage truck." Chen Xiao was astonished. "Is this the nature of your work?" And Zhong waved his hand dismissively, stating that he would only personally intervene for high-value targets. Ordinary informants sufficed. He wasn't boasting. Within Jining University alone, he had over a dozen informants. Chen Xiao, growing increasingly excited, pondered aloud, "Isn't this profitable? What are we earning?" Most information is purchased directly by the clients themselves, leaving us with only a meager share. We barely scrape together a few thousand a month, and we still have to support our informants. Chen Xiao contemplated that he would undoubtedly need dedicated intelligence personnel in the future, as the path ahead would only widen, bringing forth all manner of challenges. Not just intelligence agents, but security teams, lawyers, and other professionals would need to be established. Otherwise, even someone as insignificant as Xing Yanqing could easily intrude into his office, flaunting his authority, which was a terrifying prospect. With this thought in mind, Chen Xiao suggested, "Brethren, let us step out for a drink to calm your nerves." Chapter 64. And Zhong's capabilities, and Zhong nodded, saying, "I'll treat you. Truly, my friend, without you today, I would have been doomed." Let us not dwell on that. Come on." The two found a small restaurant nearby, ordered a few dishes, and a beer, engaging in conversation as they ate. After a few rounds of drinks, and Zhong became more talkative. "Brother, I'm not just boasting. Do you know what our line of work is called?" Chen Xiao thought for a moment and guessed paparazzi, and Zhong was taken aback. That is one term, but that refers to ordinary entertainment journalists. Someone as exceptional as you. Do you know what they call it? King of Dogs?" And Zhong was speechless. "What on earth is that?" "It's the phantom in the shadows, the sovereign of the intelligence realm." Chen Xiao raised his glass, exclaiming, "Let us toast to the sovereign." They clinked their glasses and downed their drinks. Brother, and would you be willing to assist me? Chun Xiao inquired, setting down his glass. And Zhong paused, asking, Brother, are you in the entertainment magazine business too? Chun Xiao shook his head. I am not, but I equally require intelligence. And Zhong slapped the table. Then let us not waste time. If you need it, I will certainly help you. Just tell me what information you require. Chun Xiao considered that while Zhong spoke enthusiastically, his actual capabilities remained uncertain. If he hastily targeted Xing Yanqing, it could raise suspicions and make him more cautious in the future. Thus, he replied, the information I need isn't difficult. I have established an investment company. You just need to ensure that everyone there is trustworthy. Not a problem. I'll see you at the company tomorrow morning, and Zhong affirmed. All right. The company address is Chun Xiao began, but was interrupted by Zhong. Hey, don't say it. As an intelligence operative, I shouldn't need the boss to tell me the company address. That would be utterly incompetent. See you tomorrow morning. Chun Xiao chuckled internally, thinking this was quite interesting. All right, let us drink. They clinked their glasses again, and after finishing, Zhong remarked, Boss, let's not drink any more today to avoid being late for work tomorrow. Chun Xiao smiled, knowing that if Zhong wanted to show up at his office the next day, he would likely have a busy night ahead. Good. Then we shall have a proper drink another day. Agreed. The two exited the restaurant and parted ways at the entrance. The more Chun Xiao thought about it, the more interesting it became. Shaking his head, he returned to Shualin Yin. After washing up and preparing for bed, Yu Mingqi sensed Chun Xiao's return and immediately turned to embrace him. A little while later, the two girls in the guest room were startled awake from their dreams. Are these two ever going to stop? Don't they get tired? The next morning, Yu Mingqi rose early to prepare breakfast for Chun Xiao. Her two friends, sporting dark circles under their eyes, emerged and inquired, Mingqi, your companion is quite impressive. Yu Mingqi's cheeks flushed, and she stammered, Did I disturb you? It's no bother to us, as long as our beautiful campus flower is happy, they replied. Before long, Chun Xiao emerged after tidying himself up, causing Yu Mingqi's friends to blush and scurry back to the guest room. Let's have breakfast, she suggested. The meal was simple, fried eggs, toast, and hot milk. Although Chun Xiao initially had no intention of eating, he appreciated Yu Mingqi's thoughtful preparation and sat down to enjoy the meal. As he was about to leave, Yu Mingqi helped him organize his clothes and handed him his bag, saying, Chun Xiao, I have a performance at school in a few days. Will you be able to come? Chun Xiao was taken aback and asked, When is it? Thursday evening at 8, she replied. After considering that his evenings were typically free, he agreed, all right. Yu Mingqi added, Also, could you drive that Mercedes? Chun Xiao chuckled inwardly, realizing she was concerned about appearances. Sure, I'll be there, he said. Overjoyed, she planted a kiss on his cheek and said, Drive safely, goodbye. As he descended to the car, Lao Lu noticed Chun Xiao approaching and promptly exited to open the door for him. Good morning, boss. Have you eaten? I have. Let's head to the company directly. Chun Xiao replied. As the car smoothly exited the community, it played Chun Xiao's favorite music. Lao Lu was exceptionally professional, always clad in a suit, with the car both inside and out impeccably clean, exuding a subtle fragrance that demonstrated his attention to detail. While seated in the car, Chun Xiao pondered how Zhong would manage to find the company. He couldn't help but glance back. Was he being followed? However, he was completely mistaken this time. Upon arriving at the company, he was surprised to see Zhong waiting at the entrance. This meant he had not been tracked, but had already discovered the company's address. This guy is quite capable. Just as Chun Xiao was about to speak, Zhong shook his head slightly and turned to leave via the staircase. Shortly after, he sent a message. It's better not to let anyone from the company see me for convenience. Let's meet downstairs. Noticing that it was still early, Chun Xiao informed Lao Lu and then descended the stairs alone. Indeed, he encountered Zhong waiting there. Well done, brother, Chun Xiao praised him. Zhong smiled, asking, Are you satisfied, boss? Very satisfied. From this day forth, you are officially on board with a monthly salary of 20,000, with additional funds and bonuses to be calculated separately. Zhong's eyes widened in shock. This is too much, boss. My previous job averaged only 7 or 8,000. Chun Xiao patted his shoulder reassuringly, saying, No worries, I am always generous to my own people. Just work hard. Furthermore, it is crucial to maintain an effective external intelligence system, as it may prove invaluable in the future, particularly within the financial sector. We should also seek to expand into new territories. Zhong nodded,